Okay, here we go. October 29th, 1942. This is DesertWolf versus Wirraway. So I apologize in advance if I sound a little stuffy and I sniffle a bit. I think I'm catching another cold. Just can't keep from getting sick. That's okay. Let's see what we get today. Alright. Naval movement. Ooh, a sub-chaser. Okay, so it looks like the herring takes a shot at a sub-chaser just north of Hokkaido in this little gap between Sakhalin and Hokkaido. This is a great place to constrict movement of ships because the Japanese have to come around and go this way if they want to take resources and fuel, oil, from here south. So you could really kind of hamstring them in here. Alright, so there's two sub-chasers here doing ASW. The herring fires at one and misses and gets away scot-free, no damage. Okay, no night bombing. Allied ships bombarding Tarawa. I called it! Did I not tell you guys? Tarawa is his next target. I knew it. It makes sense, right? With this island building hopping strategy in the Gilberts, that Tarawa would be next. Let's see how this bombardment turns out for him. Wow. Okay, not a ton of casualties listed, but I can guarantee you that the units that were there are definitely heavily disrupted. There's supply hits here. The supply hits are great because they take supply away from the people who own the base. Now you don't know exactly how much that is. The game determines how much that is, but every bombardment is a good thing, right? It's softening up these guys for a bigger attack later on, maybe even an amphibious landing. Granted, he came in here with some very small ships, like 2 light cruisers. I believe these are Leander subvariants here or something like that. And some destroyers. So there's not a lot of big guns here, but, it softens them up. I'm just pressing the space key to go through these messages a little faster. Okay, looks like the Sculpin is being attacked by a sub-chaser near Balikpapan. Now, these sub-chasers carry a lot of ASW weapons. It doesn't mean that they're any good, but they carry a lot. A lot of depth charges. It does appear the Sculpin might get away scot-free here. Look at that. Another American sub dodges bullets or depth charges. This was the ASW attack, so instead of the Sculpin attacking them, these sub-chasers found it and attacked it, but did no damage. He's in deep water here, so it's going to be hard to hurt it. Okay, looks like we got a patrol boat, Japanese patrol boat near Phuket. After the Dutch sub 019. Nothing happened with it. All right, looks like we got a. Here we go with the stuff in Burma. Okay, fighter sweeps over Taung Gyi. You know why that is, right? You know what's coming next. A lot of bombers. Yeah, but needless to say, the road is clear for the bombers coming in. And my guess is that Wirraway knows this, that there's no point in putting up a cap here with the amount of fighters that DesertWolf is throwing into this. Jeez, this never ends, right? Oh, here we go with somebody tell Wirraway. No, don't. Stop hitting the base. The base is mutilated. Hey. Alright, nobody tell him. He'll figure it out on his own. Yeah, so I've been saying this for every turn that I've watched this. Baton is wasted. The troops are trashed. The base is destroyed. So why he continues to attack the base and not the troops, I don't really understand it. Because he can see how much damage it is. When it's 100 damage, don't attack it anymore. But hey, what do I know? And man, this is clear. This is clear weather too. If he'd been hitting well, this looks like a ground attack. If he's just sending everything to ground attack, it'd be better for him. Wow, look at this raid, dude. Look at the size of that. Wow, let's see. Look at all these aircraft, man. Look, almost nothing was damaged. Light casualties to the Japanese, but you can bet that they're all disrupted now. And there's more. Light casualties again. But disruption all day. Okay, these Waltons did okay. Continuing on. I think it's safe to say that, oh my god, more. Look at that. Oh, I hope someday I get into my campaigns and I can have this many bombers. It's just amazing. I'm hoping that DesertWolf goes for an attack this turn in Taung Gyi. I think he may actually win. If he doesn't win, he's going to cause a lot of damage. Oh, all these units are taking fire now. And more. It's incredible. Interesting. Now we got B-17s coming in from, I don't know where. Maybe here? Attacking Macon. So he's bombarding Tarawa and now bombing Macon. Alright, and he's targeting... It appears he's targeting the base. Okay, yeah, look at that. Look at those hits. That's impressive. What altitude did he come in at? 12,000 feet, 7,000 feet. Look at the amount of hits that he got. Really good stuff. That base is trashed. And still more stuff coming in Taung Gyi. Now we got B-25s coming out of here. Tapatuea. I don't know if I'm saying that right. That's just now hitting. Ooh, wow. That's a lot of casualties for B-25s. And they weren't even that low. And now we get to see some of the units that he's got in there. A couple of Naval Guard units. All right. Back to Macon. All right. Oh, back to Tarawa. They're going to get hit again. Yeah, I would say that DesertWolf is being very effective at Tarawa. He's getting a lot of hits on these guys. Got some B-17s attacking a tank regiment on the road here. Not much came of that. And then back to Taung Gyi again. Nothing much to show for that. Noticeably absent today are the Japanese aircraft. Where are they? I haven't even really seen much of raids at all, except on Bataan, right? What is Wirraway doing? Is this the AM phase still? Or are we in the PM phase? Man, this is a long AM phase if that is the case. Oh, wow, that was just the AM phase. Man. Okay, so we got some more sweeps coming in. The Japanese are just not flying anything more than what looks to be recon missions. So that was it for the PM phase. A lot of bombing in Burma today. Next should be some ground combat. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, a bombardment up here. And look at this. Man, he's really coming apart at the seams right now. Very effective bombardment this turn. A lot of destroyed stuff, disabled stuff. He's ready to break through here. Okay, another bombardment on Bataan. I don't know why. He should just go in there and kill him. And again, a very effective bombardment attack. Whenever you get destroyed squads, those don't come back. Especially on Bataan where they have no supply and are cut off. This is good stuff for the Japanese. And a bombardment attack here. And I've already mentioned this hex before. DesertWolf is in no danger of getting broken through here. Yep, this one was not as effective. There we go. I was hoping for this, guys. Here it is. Let's see how he does this turn. I have a feeling he may be able to break through, and if he doesn't, he's going to really cause a lot of casualties here. Alright. So he didn't break through. Man, but he did get the fort level down one. And the casualties are very lopsided. Very lopsided. So, if you look at this, 38 destroyed squads, 6 guns. Despite the AV disadvantage here, it's not the most telling thing because you have to look at what the AV is, the assault value. And there's a lot of tanks in this conglomeration of units. So they're not getting hurt by the Japanese units that are in place, right? The RTA Cavalry Division, these units don't have the weaponry necessary to stop these tanks. That's why the casualty rates are so low. So it wasn't a blowout, but he's just chipping away at it, and he's doing very good. The bombing definitely helped him. And the numbers speak for themselves. It's almost a 4-1. No, it is a 4-1 advantage on the Allies' favor, and they were even attacking. So the 4 level came down. Heavy casualties on the Japanese. This is good stuff for DesertWolf. Okay, cool. So we're going to start wrapping up this combat replay here. We'll take a look at any reinforcements that he's got coming on map now. All right, let's see what he gets here. I was pressing spacebar through a lot of these messages. DesertWolf runs his message scroll a lot slower than I do. Okay, we got a sub chaser. Oh, those guys aren't coming in. Yep. The Jilla Jap is not Dutch anymore. Okay, cool. Good turn for DesertWolf, I would say. Let's analyze it now. Okay. We're back in the turn, and just like I predicted, a couple things happened, which I'm really excited about. One, he's definitely going after Tarawa, and two, check out all these subs. Or they were in one task force before, they just exploded into a bunch of them. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's talk about the turn now. So we'll start with aircraft losses for this turn. Pretty light for everybody. 5 Allied, 3 Japanese. You can take a look here, a little one of each. Always good to see these Mavises falling apart, because these are so deadly to the Americans, because they, well, allies, because they have such a large range. Mostly ops losses. Looks like one B-26 was shot down due to flak, and Adina also shot down due to flak. That's a Japanese recon plane. All right, looking at the top pilots here, of those 5 aircraft that were lost, only 1 had a killed pilot. Army loss points for both sides didn't tick up substantially for either side this turn. Maybe a little bit for the Allies here, a couple points here and there due to the bombardments and such. And also the combat in Taung Gyi. The Japanese did lose more troops in that, so theirs went up a few more points more than it was before. Ship sunk this last turn? Nothing for any side. It's been a while since we've seen some really good ship combat here. I know it's coming though. Alright, so here's the score. Not much change for points this turn overall. Kind of status quo, but I feel something's building up. I'm looking forward to seeing that soon. Oh man, so let's take a look at the combat report. I reviewed it. I saw nothing noteworthy in there that we didn't see during the replay. Okay. Looking at the SIGINT, the only thing that I saw that really stood out to me was that Rabal had a couple radio transmissions. And we get a good look at the base and what it actually has. So apparently Rabal is pretty well cleaned out. There's no aircraft there. There's no just 3 ships there, and that's it. There's hardly any troops there either. So it looks like the SIGINT's normally pretty good. When you have 2 consecutive mentions of the same base in one turn, you get to see everything. And there's no troops here. There's 3 ships here and no aircraft. So if I'm reading the situation right, DW has Rabal, not DW, Wirraway has Rabal completely unguarded, unsupported. Unless there's stuff on this adjacent islands and bases that I can't see. Rabal is wide open. But you have to get through a lot of other bases before you get there, right? So it's not like DesertWolf can sneak in tomorrow and take Rabal from Wirraway. But it's noteworthy that he's so heavily committed elsewhere that he's pulled troops out of Rabal and has them on the front lines. That's what I can gather from this. From the ops, a couple noteworthy things. I noticed that we have mentions of the battleship Pennsylvania being repaired at Seattle. Ship return to service. And here it is. I have to assume this was a Pearl Harbor survivor. Or else why would it be in Seattle? Also, it has not received its upgrade yet. So this is the October 1942 upgrade. And it's going to be an extensive one. It's going to basically double the anti-aircraft ratings, right? It gets rid of all the, let's look at this. It gets rid of all the Chicago pianos, right? The 1.1 inch. ditches a lot of these single 5-inch guns, right? So some of these are in casemates, and some of these are just, sit on top of the deck, and you can see the difference. These ones are the 5-inch 51s. These are casemate mounted secondary battery, and these 5-inch 25s are AA guns. This upgrade here gives you, basically deletes all those single 5-inch guns and gives you turrets. And now I think this is kind of a fictional upgrade. I don't recall the Pennsylvanians ever getting this treatment, but I could be very wrong on this, because it does seem a little weird to have a Pennsylvania class battleship with a bunch of 5-inch 38 twin turrets along the side. I don't ever recall seeing that, but again, I've been wrong before. So something interesting. Now, unfortunately, this upgrade for the Pennsylvania will take 120 days. So this ship will be out of the fight for a long time. But is that such a bad thing? I don't think so, because Wirraway is definitely not hurting for battleships and standards. Here's an example. All these guys are alive and well. So he's got plenty of big guns on the map. In fact, if we take a step further, let's just look at the battleships he's got. He has basically all of them. He's lost very few battleships this campaign. In fact, I think he's only lost one. So Pearl Harbor was good to him. Let's see. Ships sunk. Allied ships. Battleships. Yeah. The Prince of Wales is the only battleship he's lost this campaign. So if he wants to take Pennsylvania and put it down for that long refit, now's a good time, because he's got plenty of these guys to go around. Alright, so that's really all the stuff I noticed in the ops report. Let's just get into the turn right now. We'll start in China. So, after what occurred in this hex here last turn with the latest bombardment, I think that these guys are ready to absolutely crack. So, now, from the few turns that I've watched so far, to me, it seems like Wirraway plays extremely cautious. Maybe I'm misreading this. I haven't played him before, and I've only seen a few turns, but nothing I've seen from him seems overly aggressive and overly impulsive. So who knows if he actually wants to attack here, but I firmly believe that if he does, he'll blow all these guys out, because their disruption levels are so high, their supply is so low. I just don't see them lasting. So I really think that Wirraway rather should attack here, blow these guys out, and make a line drive into Lanchow, and I think he'll do very well there when he does it. But we'll see. Nobody tell him this. Let him figure it out himself. But that's what I'm seeing and looking on this. The other hex that we keep seeing battles in is this one here. And unlike the North, and I've mentioned this before, these guys aren't going anywhere. So I feel like Wirraway is definitely stumped everywhere else in China, and the only place he has to go is up here right now. This is where he's strong, and this is where he's kind of stumped. So let's see what happens in the following turns. But if anything's going to fall in China, it's going to be this hex right here. Okay, in Burma, we saw another attack at Taung Gyi, preceded by a ton of cap, sweep, and bombing aircraft. These guys made an excellent attack. Now, they are a bit disrupted, so they may want to stop the turn in two and pick up the pieces. But the Japanese took a lot more casualties than the Allies did, and the bombing raids are incessant. The field is damaged. It's not going to get repaired. So those fort levels that keep coming down every turn are not going to come back up as long as DesertWolf keeps on the bombing. So it does look like DesertWolf is going to punch through here soon. And maybe within the next in-game week is my guess. And from there, who knows which way he's going to go. He could start driving down this way, or he could be going for the encirclement that I mentioned, I believe, in the last video. Personally, I think it'd be more wise for him to attempt an encirclement down here and trap all these Japanese troops in a pocket. But again, I have no idea what he's doing. He doesn't tell me, and I don't want to know. Dutch East Indies is super quiet. Nothing going on. We did have this sub get engaged, the Sculpin. Nothing came of it, though. Australia, top to bottom, is absolutely dead as a doornail, quiet. Same with the South Pacific down here. Nothing going on. The war has moved on. in my campaign with Lodric, it is hot as heck. Lodric has all this captured. He has Fiji. He's got all the way down to Raoul Island, and he's raiding convoys as far down as the bottom map edge. Here in this campaign, they're done with all that. And if we want to see some activity, we need to move up to the Gilbert Islands, which is personally one of the places that I'm really excited to watch, because this is my chance to see amphibious operations for real. Because I'm nowhere near being able to conduct amphibious landings, assaults, taking islands in my campaigns. Nowhere close. So this is my chance to see how it should be done by an expert. And as I predicted, let me see if I can find that bombardment task force. I don't really know where it went to. Oh, here it is. These are the guys that bombarded Tarawa last turn, and you can bet they'll probably be back. And now looking through this stuff, I just noticed something. Look, when you mouse over that, Task Force 190, Task Force 187, Force Tarawa. Let's take a look at those. There you go. We already have an invasion task force set up and ready to go. And I just the first time seeing it, but it did confirm exactly what I thought. He is going for Tarawa, and these are the troops that are going to be going in. Looks like he's bringing in an amphibious base force, and I know why. And I think I know why. And a tank battalion. So he's going to use these guys here, right? This base force. He sends them in a wave because they have these naval support units, right? And these naval support units help you unload your troops faster off the ships to get more of them into combat on that first turn that you attack. So I have heard of this before. Now I get to see it for real. When you're doing an amphibious assault, whenever possible, try to throw in some of these base forces, engineer units that have naval support, and they'll help you get more troops off the ship faster. All right. And then also we have Task Force 187, which is the amphibious force Tarawa number 1. And it looks like he's going in with a 1st Marine Regiment and the 5th Marine Regiment. So this is not an insignificant amount of troops here. These are big units that he's committing to this. Several hundred AV all said and done. So 2 infantry regiments and a tank regiment and a base force to help unload it all. So this is, when this goes down, this is going to be really fun to watch. I don't know when it's going to happen. We don't know anything about the timing, but we see he's already bombarding and he's already bombing from here. So I give it within the next 3 to 4 days, maybe a week at most, we'll see an invasion of Tarawa go down. Again, my estimate, but I feel like I've done a pretty decent job reading the situation here so far. DesertWolf, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. The last thing I want to point out before I end this video is another prediction that I got right. I'm so proud of myself. Look at me, I'm so smart. You call last turn, he had a bunch of subs in this hex, and there's like all these subs in one single task force. And what he did was he sailed them in one big group because it's easier to control that group. And once he got here, he split them up. And let me hit the 6 key on the keyboard to show you what. Look at that. He set all these subs up, and what they're basically doing is completely blockading Tarawa and making it harder for any Japanese counterattack into the invasion forces of Tarawa, right? If he wants to bring in surface ships or carriers or anything to try to disrupt the incoming invasion of Tarawa, he's going to have to get through this entire blob of allied subs. He could, but it's definitely going to act like a big tripwire for anything coming through here. So I totally see what's going on here. He's using the subs as a shield. He's bombarding and attacking Tarawa via air to soften it up. And now he's got these 2 task forces down here ready to go to invade. And then look at these down here. You got these guys that are probably going to do some bombardment. Some destroyer escorts. Some destroyer minesweepers. Ah, look at these guys. If I were a betting man, I would say next turn, these guys are going in next to bombard. Okay, we got a bunch of heavy cruisers here and some destroyer escorts. $5 says next turn, these guys go in and bombard Tarawa. And they're going to do really good because these are heavy cruisers. They got bigger guns. And then from there, we'll see when the invasion happens. But I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be fun to watch. All right. I think that's it for this turn. So far, so good. I think I'm reading the situation well. I'm learning as I make these videos. I'm learning too. So I'm so happy that DesertWolf gave me access to this, because not only do I have some more content for my channel, I get to learn from the best how to be a good allied player. So this is a win-win for me, and I hope it's a win for you guys too. And I'll catch you on the next one.